Now, Caitlin Clark's politics does not align with the politics of many of her own fans. We don't care. We don't. All right? We don't. We want to watch her go out, play basketball, and throttle the shit out of everybody. All right? But the activist basketball players in the league hate her fan base. Look, they hated Iowa's fan base.
I have the exclusive list of the WNBA All-Star starters.
Okay. I voted, so I feel like I
you think you have a good
Yeah.
indication. I am the only one, by the way, that has seen this list.
Yeah. Whoa.
We already announced on WNBA Countdown that Caitlin Clark and Nafisa Collier are the captains, meaning they got the most fan votes, meaning they're going to draft their team on July 8th on WNBA Countdown on ESPN.
Yeah.
When Caitlin Clark went down, everyone assumed the Indiana Fever would slip quietly back into the lottery. They forgot one thing. A star already lived in Indianapolis. She just wasn't trending yet. Her name? Kelsey Mitchell. And while the sports world refreshed injury report notifications, Mitchell rewrote an entire season, possession by possession, bucket by bucket, until the Fever's playoff hopes clung to her stat line, not Clark's MRI results. This is the untold saga of how a 5'8" scoring savant shook off 6 seasons of national neglect.
I've said this again and again. Caitlin Clark is must-see TV. Caitlin Clark already is having Michael Jordan effect on the WNBA. The same effect Michael Jordan had in his first couple of years in the NBA. He was can't miss TV. Every place he went, people went crazier and crazier for Air Jordan.
Turned a crisis into a coronation and forced an entire league to ask, what else have we been missing right in front of us? The injury that opened Pandora's box. Clark's groin tweak was supposed to be a 2-game hiccup. Then it was a week. Then the calendar flipped, and the rookie phenom had missed 9 of 18 contests. Half a season vanished. Sponsors pacing the corridor, ESPN scrambling for B-roll, and ticket brokers suddenly discounting courtside seats. Inside the Fever locker room, silence until Mitchell broke it. No speeches, no tweets. Just 32 points on 19 shots against Phoenix. The night Indiana finally realized survival came down to a former number 2 pick they'd somehow relegated to Plan B.
Caitlin Clark, a.k.a. White Jesus, a.k.a. Jesus Clark, a.k.a. Captain Clark, is a 2-time WNBA All-Star and has been announced as the WNBA captain. Speaking of WNBA All-Stars, these women hate Caitlin Clark. White Jesus Captain Clark. These women in these league, or whatever they go by, whatever their pronouns are, hate white shit.
By the dawn of July, her averages read 19.3 points, 2.9 assists, 43% FG, and the Fever were an even 9-9. Clinging to 3rd in the East, one hot streak away from a top 2 seed. From all-time buckets to all-time blind spots, the Scarlet and Gray scoring machine. At Ohio State, Mitchell piled up 3,402 career points, second highest in NCAA history.
MVP who always brings the heat. Congratulations to
Yes,
Aisha
she brings the
Wilson.
heat. Bam!
No surprise here. All right.
Now, see, y'all. Okay.
Yeah. You see what we're doing here?
Okay.
You ready? 1 point for Drea. At guard, a 3-time All-Star whose career numbers are making her team a threat to win a
Alicia Gray.
title.
Bro, you're so bad at this. You guys know it takes me
You're so bad
while
at
to
this.
compute.
Alicia Gray.
I might get swept.
Congratulations.
She drilled 497 threes, an NCAA record that still survives today. She once torched Maryland for 48 in College Park, then caught the 6 a.m. econ lecture the next morning. Yet her draft year headlines mostly drooled over Aya Wilson, deserved, and Diamond Shields, flashy. Mitchell, despite going number 2, entered the league with more doubt than hype. Too small, defense suspect, high-volume shooter. Choose your lazy label. She ignored them all, averaging double figures every season, quietly climbing to 5th on the Fever's all-time scoring list in less than 6 years. But national broadcasts treated her highlights like commercial break filler until the Clark vacuum demanded a new narrative. The viral 9-second masterpiece. It starts with Natasha Howard high on the left wing, ball in her palms, eyes dissecting Vegas's defense.
Caitlin Clark was named All-Star captain. Why didn't they just make the whole WNBA captain and say everyone is an All-Star captain? Yo, she's never going to live that down. Wow. Whew, Jesus. How Clark make it with mediocre stats and an 8-8 record? I get making the team captain, but captain? LOL. Collier deserve it, though. She been killing. CC, most overrated player of all time. All sports combined. Clark shoots under 40%, by the way. This one says, I hope none of the players show up to the WNBA All-Star game in protest, to be honest.
Kelsey fakes a flare, slices baseline, and in that half second of chaos, Howard threads a no-look bullet between Aya Wilson's fingertips. Layup. Crowd eruption. Slow motion replay. WNBA social handles captioned it assist of the week. Fans rewound. Analysts gushed. Commenters argued whether the pass or the cut was prettier. Nobody disagreed on one thing. Mitchell had arrived in the spotlight by force, not invitation. Natasha Howard, the league's most versatile Robin. 3 rings, a Defensive Player of the Year trophy. And still, Howard is the type of veteran who'd rather study film than host podcasts. This season, she's good for 11.7 points, 6.8 boards, 1.8 stocks, steals plus blocks, and an incalculable sense of calm. Her partnership with Mitchell is basketball's version of jazz improvisation.
These people, and by people I'm talking about these players, in this basketball league, and I'm talking about the WNBA, when they tell you who they are, believe them. How many times have you heard me say over the last 19 or 20 months that this is an activist basketball league? All right? There's going to be subscribers that watch this video. They're going to be upset because, oh my God, I brought up politics. Unfortunately, this is... I've said this is all about politics, and it has been.
No scripted sets, just read and react brilliance built on mutual trust. Howard screens, Mitchell snakes. Mitchell draws 2. Howard dives. They've turned a team starved for identity into one that tortures scouting reports with unpredictability. Money, media, and the marketing paradox. Clark's rookie merchandise outsold half the league combined. That's great for revenue, but dangerous for narrative balance. Advertisers chase the hot hand. Editors chase the algorithm. Kelsey Mitchell kept winning ball games with little more than a courtesy shout-out. It begs an uncomfortable question. Is women's basketball truly celebrating its depth, or simply cashing in on singular storylines? Mitchell's rise doesn't just salvage the Fever season. It exposes the league's tendency to overlook established brilliance until click rates demand otherwise. A chip the size of Columbus, Ohio. And they'll tell you Mitchell's true fuel isn't disrespect, it's responsibility. She FaceTimes rookies after losses. She leads 6 a.m. shooting pods for anyone who wants extra reps. Every June, she bankrolls a free skills camp in her old neighborhood on Cincinnati's West Side. Yet that humility coexists with a dagger-sharp edge. Last month, a courtside mic caught her mumbling after a tough foul. They won't put me on the poster, so I'll take their wins instead. That's not trash talk. It's a mission statement. The East runs through Indianapolis, maybe. With New York's super team inconsistent and Chicago nursing injuries, the Fever's path to a top 4 playoff seed suddenly feels plausible. July 9th, Los Angeles Sparks. Revenge game. Sparks embarrassed Indy by 18 last month. July 13th, Seattle Storm. Jewel Lloyd duel. Pure bucket poetry. July 17th, at Chicago. Must win to steal tiebreaker. July 20th, at Phoenix. Brittany Griner paint battle. Mitchell's mid-range feast. A 3-1 stretch here would catapult the Fever to 12-10, practically guaranteeing postseason. Translation: every upcoming broadcast could morph into a weekly Mitchell highlight reel, and the league might finally be forced to adjust its promo packages.
Jesus, the league and these women in this league has shown white Jesus that they don't like her. Okay? A lot of hating going on in this league. A lot of hating going on in this league. Okay? Melissa Smith has humped her way right to Vegas. All right? Sweep, sweep, sweepity, sweepity, sweep. It's been a few sweeps that didn't happen today across the league.
Clark's imminent return. Collision course. Team doctors circle late July for Clark's clearance. The rookie refuses a minutes cap. Mitchell refuses to slow pace. Head coach Stephanie White walks a tightrope. Unleash a backcourt that could average 45 combined points, or stagger minutes to preserve chemistry that's thriving in Clark's absence. Either choice is combustible. The difference between a deep playoff run and a first-round exit may hinge on ego management as much as X's and O's. The legacy stakes. Kelsey Mitchell's resume lacks hardware. No MVPs, no scoring titles, no deep playoff memories. But history remembers moments as much as trophies. 2001. Lisa Leslie's dunk changed perception overnight. 2016. Maya Moore's finals buzzer beater immortalized a dynasty. 2020. Aya Wilson's bubble dominance redefined modern post play. Mitchell's season. Rescuing a franchise while the sport's new golden child heals could be her legacy moment. The only variable is whether fans, pundits, and sponsors recognize it in real time or years later through documentary hindsight. The business of being underrated.
We know Caitlin Clark is currently hurt. They are set to face off against the Dallas Wings possibly in the next hour or so. But there is some headlines, man. This time it's in regards to one of her teammates, and that is Natasha Howard. Now, Natasha Howard really ain't been in the news too much, man. She's been balling out. It looked like she's been staying out the way. She don't say too much online either to make the headlines, but one thing I can say, this time she definitely did.
Every underdog story ends in one of two ways, a cash-in or a cautionary tale. Brands looking for the next big thing are already courting her camp, but Mitchell's circle whispers about shoe deal clauses that guarantee donations to youth programs, not just bigger commas in her bank account. If she plays this right, she becomes a model for leveraging late-blooming fame into community investment, reshaping how corporate dollars flow into women's hoops. What could still stop her? Fatigue. She's averaging 34 minutes, top 5 among guards. Defensive schemes. Traps are coming. Will teammates hit open threes? Locker room dynamics. 2 alphas in one backcourt can ignite or explode. Mitchell's counter? An off-season regimen that added 8 pounds of lean muscle and trimmed her 3/4 court sprint to 3.05 seconds, fastest of any WNBA guard tested this year.
I first seen them like, dang, like, this is what everybody's talking about right here. This girl right here. Just getting to know Caitlin more and stuff like that. Like, she reminds me of a little sister. Like just letting her know that you don't have to do everything. Like you have to do in Iowa. Like you have great teammates and phenomenal players around you that could take that weight off your shoulder. You don't have to do everything. Like we expect you to knock down those clutch shots. Like that's what we expect you to do. But like overall, like you don't have to do everything. Like you don't. Like let us give us some of your pressure too. Like so.
Lessons for every young hooper watching. Stay ready. Visibility is fickle. Preparation is permanent. Narratives aren't ownership. You don't need the camera to validate the grind. Impact is bigger than applause. Mitchell's community work proves you can lead stat sheets and school drives simultaneously. Final act. The silent queen roars. The fever might end 20-20, or they might crash out at 15-25.
Y'all want to talk about the WNBA and how the WNBA is like relevant now?
They're not relevant. I don't give a shit about the WNBA. Yeah. That league sucks. Well, they still ain't making no money.
I'll tell you why they're relevant is because of this one white girl that just keeps flexing on all the black girls, man.
Yeah. White people love watching that.
Caitlin Clark.
Basketball is cruel that way. But the real score has already shifted. Kelsey Mitchell ripped off the supporting cast label and stapled her own headline to the season. She's no longer the best-kept secret. She's the worst-kept nightmare for every defense that took her lightly. And when Caitlin Clark finally laces up again, she won't be returning to her team. She'll be joining Kelsey Mitchell's revolution. So, here's a prediction the algorithms haven't crunched yet. If the Fever make the semifinals, the All-WNBA ballots will spell Mitchell's name in bold, and a generation of overlooked hoopers will finally know exactly who to thank. Clock's ticking league. Catch up while you can.